Hey everybody, it's Chef Nick. I'm here from the Sparrow group, and today we're cooking our chicken enchilada dish. This is one of my favorites. I know I say that all the time, but I mean it all the time. Let's see what we got in our box today. We've got some iceberg lettuce, we've got some beautiful chicken thighs from our own butcher shop, Stonecrock Meats and Cheese. We've got some shredded cheese. We've got our Swayze Roadhouse salad. I hope you get the joke. We've got our frioles, our Mexican rice, some of our Taco Farm tortillas made fresh every day, olive oil, sour cream, coco mole, a lime, and some salt. Coco mole, just really quickly, is a combination of about 27 different ingredients that we cook down for about 4 hours to end up with this just really rich, deep, beautiful flavored sauce. There's chocolate, there's spices, there's chili peppers, there's apricots, pumpkin seeds, there's all kinds of things in here. I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you it's amazing. So that's it, let's get cooking. All right, it's time to start cooking our chicken mole enchiladas. I'm gonna start by slicing the chicken. We've got our chicken thighs. These are beautiful because they're nice and sort of succulent. They're a nice mix between white and dark meat, and it's gonna give us a really sort of flavorful and juicy taco product in the end. We could use chicken breast for this, but I prefer the thigh. Our chicken thighs are sliced up. There's really no science to how you slice them, but just break them down so they're easier to work with. Into our pan goes a little bit of olive oil. We'll season our chicken. A little bit of salt. And then we'll plop that into the pan. You can see the oil's already sort of smoking a little bit, so I know that that's good and hot for this step. So our chicken's in the pan, now it's just a matter of cooking it through. So we're just gonna kind of let this sear, spread it around, and then I won't fuss with it too much. So I'm gonna let that sear away, I'm gonna clean up, and then we'll get back to it in a second. All right, so our chicken is cooked now. I've turned my heat down a little bit, and now I'm gonna add our mole sauce. The reason I've turned the heat down is because the mole has a lot going on. It will have a tendency to burn on us, so we don't need the heat too high. So into the pan it goes. The smells in here are getting just really, really good between the browning chicken and now this super aromatic mole sauce. And then I'm going to remove this from the pan and set it aside for when we build our enchiladas. So now that this has been mixed thoroughly, I've given that mole a chance to kind of brown off a little bit. I'm going to turn my heat off completely. I'm going to stick this in a bowl, wash out my pan. We'll be right back. Okay, so our next step is going to be to toast our tortillas. These are our famous Taco Farm corn tortillas. These are the larger variety that we make. These are available for purchase not only on the website, but at Taco Farm itself. So if you fall in love with them like I have, there's always a place to get them. I'm gonna take a little bit of oil and I'm gonna just kind of smear it on each taco. So a super cool trick to do that is to just put a little on one side, flip it over, and use the actual tortilla to rub it on the next tortilla. That way you won't get your hands dirty with every one. And we just wanna give a little toast to this. We don't want a lot of oil on the outside, and we don't want a lot of time in the pan. We're just trying to put a little bit of life back into them so that they'll be malleable when we go to shape our enchiladas later. So my last tortilla is done. I've refreshed them all. They're all nice and pliable again. I'm just gonna set those aside, turn the heat off, and we can start building our enchiladas now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just line the bottom of our baking dish here with a little bit of the salsa. Step one, we'll put some refried beans in the center of the tortilla. Some of our Mexican rice, some of our chicken. There's always a temptation to overfill things like this. My advice is to not. So just put enough to kind of make a layer across, and that'll do. Then it's just a matter of rolling these things and then putting them into our casserole dish. The first one might roll open on us, but the second one will help hold it together. And then I'll just repeat that process one more time. All right, so that's all our little enchiladas there, tucked nicely into a bed. The sort of tighter you can nestle those into one another, the better, because it's gonna help us A, keep them all together, but B, give us a real mixture of textures, because as this bakes, the tortillas that are stuck together will stay nice and soft. The tortillas that are on the outside edge will get nice and crispy, and that mixture of textures is what really makes these dishes work. So from here, we'll put a little more salsa on top. I'm gonna basically cover the entire enchilada, just leaving sort of the edges untouched, almost like a pizza crust. So after the salsa goes some cheese, of course. We'll pile that right down the middle. Same thing, I'm gonna leave a little bit of the salsa peeking out on the edges and just put a nice layer of this down the middle. So get really nice and ooey gooey and give us that sort of salty kick that we're looking for. Now these go right into the oven. I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and these are supposed to go in there for approximately 7 minutes. But we know what we're doing. We're melting cheese and toasting tortillas. All right, our enchiladas are in the oven. They're probably 2 to 3 minutes away. I'm just gonna cut my lime and my lettuce up so that we're ready to garnish. We're ready to go. So we'll simply cut the lime into some nice wedges. I'm really indecisive as to how I want my limes to look for some reason right now. And then we'll shred the lettuce. So this is nice iceberg lettuce. It's been washed already. We're just gonna take it and give it a really fine shredding. Obviously, if you don't get it shredded as fine as I do, that's fine. But I just love this moment. Our enchiladas are ready. They're perfect in my opinion. The cheese is still nice and ooey gooey. It hasn't got crusty yet, which is great for certain purposes, but for today, I want my cheese to be ooey gooey. The tortillas are nice and toasted on the outside, but they'll still be nice and soft on the center. I'm gonna plate up one of these. Oh yeah, look at that cheese. Amazing. So 2 enchiladas on a plate. We'll top it with some of our shreddis. A nice healthy dollop of sour cream. Additional salsa. And then a lime wedge. Thanks for joining me, guys. From everyone at Fat Sparrow, and especially from me, Chef Nick, we're super happy for your support, and I can't wait to dig into these enchiladas. We'll see you next time in the kitchen. In the meantime, bon appetit.